Hello, I'm Javier and this is MakingWebShows.com. Thank you very much for watching. This is the very first video of our web series development course, and I am very happy to have you here. We're going to be talking about this course, about writing a web series, about structuring a web series, about the characters in a web series, about how to build your team and cast your main actors. We're going to be talking about budgeting and about financing and about building an audience as well, which is very important, and a lot of times we leave it for the end, but it's actually, from my point of view, part of the development process of the web series. So that brings us to the next question. What is this development of web series? Well, you have an idea and you want that idea to become a series and put it online and for people to watch it and potentially gain traction and gain following, right? So what you have to do is develop this idea into what it's going to go into production. It goes from the moment you have an idea all the way to the pre-production process of the. And what exactly is a web series and why do we need to develop it? Well, a web series is, in the most common sense, you can search it in many places in the web and you're going to find different definitions. But for the most part, and the easiest definition that I have come up with, it's just a series of episodical content that it's designed and purposely created to be delivered over the internet. Doesn't matter who is receiving it, and it doesn't matter how much budget it's put behind the content. If it's thought of to be delivered online and it is thought of as several pieces, one back to back and held together as a theme, then for me that's a web series. First thing we're going to do in our next video is learn about story structure. Web series are like any other series or like any other stories. It follows many conventions, but it's structured in a very specific way. We need to set up our own limitations, and we'll talk about that when we go there, because in the web, there are no limitations, except the attention of the viewer. Aside from that, everything is game. So that's great because we can do whatever we want. That's also a challenge because we need to structure a story in a way that's going to keep bringing people back. After that, we're going to talk about how to write the web series episode. How would you structure it, if it's comedy, if it's drama, what needs to happen at the beginning, what needs to happen at the end, the common behaviors, what's going to make your series best or worst. Once we have something written, we're going to start talking about budget. We're going to start projecting how much money and what resources we need to make a web series. So remember, budget is not just about the dollar amount, it's really also on where you put those dollar amounts and what people are collaborating with you and how they can collaborate. It's about gear, it's about access, it's about talent, it's about creativity. Sometimes when you're writing or sometimes when you have something written, you see that maybe changing something or tweaking something might bring the numbers down. That's also very important from the production aspect and from the directorial aspect and from the writing aspect, to have all this clear and understand when you're writing or when you're rewriting, where can you change to save dollars? Because you're probably going to have a very tight budget. We all do. It's very rare that a web series has a high budget. And your team, we're going to create your team. The main team, the producer, the director, the writer, the cinematographer, your main actors. Your main actors are very important for any piece. And your whole creative team, maybe bring in your editor early, maybe get to know your production designer if it's production design heavy, if it's science fiction. You want to start looking for these people and involving them in the story as early as possible. You don't know who they know, you don't know what new magical things can happen with your story once you present it to people. We're also going to talk a little bit about promotion and audience building, just a bit so you get a taste, but you should start doing certain little things online and offline to start getting noticed and to start getting your series notice and your story notice. A lot of these people are going to follow you and not just your content. A lot of the people are just care for the content, depending on how you are going to be playing with this. So it's very exciting, right? We're gonna be putting a lot of pieces together for the development of your series. So let's move along. Let's start working on this story. Let's start developing it. And remember, this works for fiction series and not fiction series. Use the techniques here and see where it takes you. Don't take any of this for like being the ultimate truth. Nobody holds the ultimate truth. At the end, development and art making and web series come from the author. This is just something that I believe it's going to help you. I believe this is going to help you move forward and get your web series shown out there. These are ideas that I have been studying and thinking. Most of them I've tested, some of them I haven't. They're just ideas that are there. So let's get our hands dirty, right? Let's start moving forward and let's start writing. Let's go to the next video where you're gonna start learning how to structure your overall story, your whole web series from point A to point C of your first season at least. If you go beyond your second or your third season, that can be it too. Click below and I'll see you on the next one.